Well, happy Labor Day to everybody. I hope we all had a great Labor Day weekend. But you have to wonder, is the Dark Jedi actually working on Labor Day? And I say, hell no. This is a lot of fun, baby. And that's why we've got Mario in the house. What's going on, Mario?
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy to be here. Happy Labor Day, everybody, and I hope everyone's staying cool, man. Because it's at least out here in SoCal, it's a warm one, man. It's not used to this weather, bro. But happy to be here, man.
Happy to have you here, my friend. This is not work for us. Come on, this is fun. This is what I look forward to like all day. Even though I enjoyed the whole darn day, but let's go like crisscross. Well, we'll go crisscross. Joao, welcome to the Cantina. How's your Poe, baby?
Oh, my Poe is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Actually, I was to bring Poe here, but he's in my son's room. Maybe later on I will take it. We need to do that unboxing, by the way.
I gave you a shout out with my collection tour I just put out.
Yeah, I saw it.
I saw your message to it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we have, the Man of Hot Dante. Listen, it's been too damn long, brother. What's going on, Maestro?
How you doing, man? Yeah, it's been like what, 4 years?
Yeah, about 4 years, 3 months, 2 days, 10 hours.
No, it's been a while. It's been a while. I was on vacation. I got sick. Then I have to travel for work, so I'm back. Glad to see everyone, you guys on the chat, the panel, and looking forward for an awesome night.
Absolutely. And then last but not least is Doc Smizzle back in the Cantina. Doc, how you doing today, baby?
I'm doing well, man. I'm having a great day. It's been a long one, so I'm looking forward to just relaxing and hanging out with everybody. So looking forward to it. How's your day?
My day is great. You know, I was kind of looking outside for an eclipse, but I couldn't find one. But I can tell you, I did find one on Sideshow. And when it comes to hot toys right now, with everything that's going on, you know, I've been calling it recently a total market eclipse right now. It is some crazy stuff within the primary market when it comes to Sideshow, when it comes to resellers, when it comes to the sellers overseas, when it comes to hot toys, even when it comes to the secondary market. I feel like we're all frozen in time. But listen, baby, you got El Professoro, you've got Big Breda, you got Doc Smizzle, you have got the Man of Hot Collectibles, and you've got the Dark Jedi. At least you think it's the Dark Jedi. You have to wonder, but let's go ahead and dive into it, baby. Right now. What you gonna do when Monday Night Raw and the Dark Jedi run wild on you on Labor Day? Are you kidding? Would you rather watch Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw? Come on. Listen, it is crazy right now, guys. I still can't even predict what's going to happen, what figure is going to go on waitlist next, if this is all just a fleeting, you know, little fad and it's not going to mean anything. There's so many different scenarios. And I know we've talked about it a little bit here, I think, over the last week, over the last couple of weeks. But it's a little volatile right now. It's a little tumultuous. It's a little unpredictable. It may be a bit unsettling, but I don't know, gentlemen. Right now, I can't even remember a time where we're discussing, is it possible that some figures can go on freaking waitlist months, maybe even a year before they even get released? It's a little nutty right now, guys. Just a little bit.
Back to the good old days, in my opinion, man. I welcome it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
I-
refreshing that Peacemaker every day.
I remember there was once upon a time you had to pre-order Hot Toys, because if you didn't pre-order, you knew you will not get it.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, your pre-order was your assurance that you will get that figure in hand. But that was before, and I don't know. Seems they want to back to that time. It's possible, I think.
So it sounds like you and Mario are happy to go back to that time if that's what happens, right?
I am.
Wouldn't mind
definitely.
it. Wouldn't mind it. Yeah, it just brings the collectability back to an oversaturated market, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of us are talking about how there's so many pre-orders that they have going on, and this may be the best way to course correct. Low batches, get back on track. So we'll see what happens.
Man of Hot, how do you feel about that? I know that you've been away to like Jakku. You've been to Coruscant. You stopped by. You went to Geonosis. I don't know what other planets you may have went to the Outer Rim. Maybe saw some Snoke clones or whatnot. But what do you think of this right now? So a little bit crazy, brother.
Yeah, it is a bit crazy, but remember, everything comes and goes in waves. So I will definitely exercise cautious. I don't think, this is, the beginning of a catastrophe. Like everything is going to be sold out, and no, of course not. I think the figures that we've seen so far, we're just going to put aside Peacemaker and Boba Fett quarter scale because those are not released yet. But with Thanos, I mean, it's been out for quite some time.
Inevitable.
And it
I
was
was thinking the same thing, Doc.
I know. I was
You know?
like, what's he gonna say?
So
That was inevitable.
now remember what happened with the heavy Mando, right? We got kind of similar scenario as well, out of nowhere, when waitlisted, out of nowhere, right? Same happened with Peacemaker. I think the fact that they improved the head sculpt and they make some changes maybe push people to pre-order now rather than wait for later, because we know for a fact they will not do a bunch of Peacemakers. They will not do Iron Man quantity. They will not do Luke Skywalker quantity. It's gonna be low. Now on the quarter scale, on the other hand, it's gonna be also low stock or low batches because it's quarter scale. Really, I mean, we collect 1/6 scale mainly, right? One quarter scale is getting in it. Is getting into the collecting world, if you will, and people start getting into 1/4 scale, including myself. I started collecting 1/4 scale. That one wasn't expected, though. That one was definitely unexpected. But Comic Concepts, it has it in stock for pre-order. So if you guys want to do it, just go for it. Peacemaker is out, is already gone with Comic Concepts. Is already waitlisted on Sideshow. Maybe one thing that I kind of like regret not pre-ordering that one, but I'm gonna wait because sometimes with Sideshow they can just kind of come back out of nowhere, like what happened with Nebula, like what happened with War Machine. Out of nowhere, just came back to life. So yes, we just need to keep an eye on this, but at the same time, just keep in mind one thing: Sideshow and every other distributor have pretty much the power to control the market when they want. They can just say, "Listen, I want to have only 2 batches of this. I want to have 2 batches of that," despite whoever pre-orders or not. They have control of that because again, everything is affecting everything, right? Resellers affecting. Prices going down, like T-Dub selling stuff for like $150, definitely affecting Hot Toys as a brand, and affecting collectors like us that want to sell figures because you want to, let's say, downsize your collection because you want to finance other figures. You can't even sell it anymore because this reseller is selling for way too cheap. So everyone, including us, is losing money. But I think this is going to be a wave. I think we just need to kind of continue keeping an eye on it. If you want to pre-order, keep doing it. I mean, you don't have to stop because we say so. This could be an indication that things are going to change. I hope that with this, and just to let you guys talk too, I hope that with this also comes faster shipping by the sellers, Sideshow, Comic Concepts, you name it.
Well, you kind of set the table there, really. Man of Hot Collectible, lots of good thoughts on that, which brings us to the first topic here today. Will more figures waitlist months before release? So great thoughts there, Dante. Let me bounce it to you, Mario, because it's real interesting with this. We don't know, like Dante was saying, hey, is this gonna just stop? We were talking about it on Anthony's show just on Saturday night, or is it going to continue? We really don't know, but I could tell you what, man, right now, like, you got so many figures. It's not just Peacemaker, but you're talking about, God, I can't even name them all. You're talking about like the Bat Cycle. You're talking about the Bat Signal. You're talking about a figure such as this one coming up over here, that's now up, putting this up onto the screen right here on this view. This is not due out, Mario, until April 2023 to June 2023. So second, third quarter. That's a little nutty. This isn't being produced yet, dude.
Yeah, this is quite a ways out. But on the other hand, this is a quarter scale. With it being, tied to Star Wars, it does hit a little close to home. But I'm gonna go ahead and still reserve judgment just because of the fact that it is quarter scale. If it's something 6 scale with a high profile character, then yeah, that's gonna be like, heads up, shields up, everything, man. I really need to pay attention to what's going on. If you look at the trends right now, as far as what's going on wait lists, they're more of like they're not really that high profile. In regards to the Batman, they're just a couple accessories, right? You got the bike, you got the bat signal. Peacemaker, I would consider maybe a B-list character. Not as high profile as, like, say, what else is up for pre-order right now? Maybe in the Obi-Wan or Vader or something like that when it comes to Star Wars, or Batman himself from the Batman. I think we'll see plenty of those to go around for everyone. So me personally, I just think some of these more B-list characters, these lower profile characters, we might start to go see waitlists that were probably announced within the last maybe 3 to 4 months when those pre-orders were first announced.
Yeah,
basically around the time when Peacemaker was announced. Anything after that, it's possible that we might start seeing these little batches on these certain characters.
Yeah, Mario, here's Peacemaker. I just pulled it up. So this one is actually May 2023 to July 2023. So you're thinking it's possible it could just be low profile characters or figures that they know people aren't going to be too much volume with, like the quarter scale Boba Fett or this. But I'll tell you what there, brother. There's a lot of figures that are like that, though, especially with Star Wars, where
there really
it's
are.
kind of scary.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, like I said, I think within a specific time frame, when the pre-order announcements were first initially released, like anything from like Costco Reeves or anything like that, I think we'll be safe with those, considering that was a while ago. I hope I'm right. Those won't really be
let me ask you,
soon.
What happens if it does happen? You just saw me put it on the banner. That's the conversation. What happens if it happens to Costco Reeves, for instance?
If it does, then for me personally, I'm just keeping an eye on everything else that was dropped for pre-order around that time frame as well. Again, I don't think she's like a higher profile character, but that being a figure that I'm particularly interested in, it does hit close to home. Like if we see this Bespin Luke DX go waitlist while during pre-order status, nothing is safe.
Yeah, but guys, would they do that? And I think that's the question. We don't know because this is odd. I mean, if they do it with any one of these, we're gonna still. You're talking about being frozen in the Eclipse, like the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We're gonna be stuck.
It's definitely a possibility, but I think it's highly unlikely. I mean, Dante had mentioned too, that I lost my train of thought right now. To be honest, but no, it's just definitely a possibility. Anything can happen, at any time. But we just don't know. It's way too early to tell. I think when we start seeing more of these happen, then we could probably have a better gauge as to what could possibly be next.
Joao, I feel like if here's the thing. I feel like there's so many. This could be a scenario like I mentioned it last week, and I mentioned it on Anthony's show on Saturday, where like all seriousness, just like with the Arena Suit Boba Fett, it came up. It was 2023. Oh, that was 2022. Oh, you could get 6. Oh, now you can only get 2 or 1, whatever the heck it is. So it could just, it could literally just be, oh, it's different, and this completely goes away. But if this is Joao, a kind of a plant or a ploy, I almost feel like if they're doing this where it's not a glitch, like the Arena Suit Boba Fett, follow me, Joao. Okay, it's, let's say it's not a glitch, but it's possible it's a glitch, and they're trying to just play around a little bit. Oh, we're doing this to stir it up, make people pre-order, but then they really don't want to do it. They're really just kidding around, and then this goes away. You know, when you do that so many times, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. If they do that again, they do it again. If they keep doing that, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, it hit blue screen, Joao. I don't care. It'll come off. Oh, it hit blue screen, Joao. I don't care. Dante, it hit blue screen, because it's going to be like the boy who cried wolf. It'll mean anything. So if they're doing it just to get orders right now, Joao, like for the next month, it's only a Band-Aid. If they really want to change things, like you and Mario were saying in the beginning, to the old days, they're going to probably do it with one of these, and they're going to make a statement with it, in my view, if they are really doing it.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is that from I would say from the last year, I think lots of people stopped pre-ordering. Lots of people stopped pre-ordering because, again, and we're back again with this. It's all related with the low prices that you see afterwards from Hong Kong. People are stopping pre-ordering because they are waiting the figures to hit stock, and they want to have those bargain bin prices, right? Because everyone wants to save some money. If you can save 50, 60, $100, you will do it.
Well, so and you don't even have to pre-order, Joao, too. You can just wait for it to get in stock, because look at all these
buy in stock.
Look at these. Look at $5 shipping on Iron Man. Mark, you have them. You have that one. You have
Rescue. So I think is also with some discount. Mandalorian with discount. Rescue is with free shipping and some code Boba Fett over there, right? So
yeah, $5 shipping.
I think in some way Hot Toys, because Hot Toys need to have a count from Sideshow. Sideshow need to give them a number. We want so many of these or so many of that. And at this moment, I think Sideshow is kind of puzzled. They don't know how many quantity to order, because people are just not pre-ordering figures. So they need to do something to start to balance these. I think that's the issue. They want to have pre-orders in hand, and then they can give numbers to Hot Toys, because at this moment they don't know what numbers to give. Sideshow doesn't want to have a huge stock on their warehouse. No company wants.
No, no.
Because then they need to fight Hong Kong, and Hong Kong then comes with the low prices, and people start ditching Sideshow and buying from Hong Kong. I think that's the biggest issue. If there were no Hong Kong resellers, nothing would happen about around this. I think that's the biggest issue, but that's not going to stop anytime around.
Doc, here's another one that went on. Well, waitlist is open for the bat signal. This is coming out April 2023 to September 2023. So I'd look at stuff like this, and you got to wonder about, like, okay, how many people are buying the blurg, because this was selling better than the blurg, and some of those other pieces. Is this Doc just, we're just kind of playing around. It's just, they're going to put this back up, and then if they do it again, it comes back up. Kind of doesn't mean anything. It's kind of like, well, I almost feel like people should be doing it, because all the channels were reporting the news, Doc. The news was, you don't have to buy these. These are going to get in stock. Not only do you don't have to buy these because they're in stock, you don't even have to buy them when they're in stock. Why don't you wait a little bit and wait for one of these coupons, because they're going to be sitting in there. So I feel like if we got wise to it. because it was like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. But now it's almost like that to try to shake things up. If they really want to do it, if they just put these back up, to me, it won't work. It'll just be, yeah, I know what you're doing. Who cares?
Yeah, so I'm still in a wait and see mode. So I like to recognize patterns and and collect data. And right now, the bat signal, I believe, has been on this wait list for, I think, going on 2 weeks now. And then the bat cycle was not too long after, along with Peacemaker. And they haven't gone back to pre-order status since then. And I know we're coming out of a long weekend, so who knows? Maybe someone who controls this inventory was taking a long Labor Day weekend and was out of the office for a few days. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next few days or few weeks. But I think if these don't come back up on pre-order status, then times may be a changing back to the way they used to be. So I'm right now, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on paying off current pre-orders so I can start pre-ordering again and not feel too bad about it. But with the bat signal and the bat cycle, or the bat signal more specifically, though, I wasn't too worried about that because I was most likely going to end up with that through the InArt set.
Mm-hmm.
And the bat cycle is what concerned me when I saw that hit the low stock warning and the wait list. I was like, well, this is very interesting. So I'm hoping that will come back open along with the Peacemaker, because I do want the Peacemaker. I just didn't want to try and squeeze it in like while I have so many pre-orders open, while that is coming out sometime around Q2 or Q3 of next year. So that's just a very busy window. And now they're doing these 6-month windows where you're not no one's sure anymore when something is coming out. Doc Brown just got bumped up to releasing in Q4 of this year. Probably will come out by October or November based on the notices that went out. So I think times are changing. I think we're starting to see low stock or low batch orders again. I don't think Sideshow's gonna do max allocations anymore, at least not for now.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And moving it back to you, Dante, I kind of agree. I've been speaking for months and months, as many of us have been, that it's probably going to be lower production and a more volume of figures coming out, but a less volume of the production run. Because, a lot of times in manufacturing and production, where you're in a situation like this, that's a lot of times what happens in this type of scenario. And we're starting to see it now. But honestly, this is another figure here. And I think a lot of people, a lot of Star Wars fans are going to buy Casca Reeves, Man of Hot Collectibles. But she's not Luke. She's not Leia. She's not that popular of a character. This comes out the same time as a lot of those other figures that we're showing. What, second quarter or third quarter next year? Can you even imagine? Like, what happens, Dante? Let's not talk about if they won't, because maybe they won't. Maybe they will. But let's prepare. If they don't do it, there's nothing to prepare for. If something like this, Dante, does get a low stock warning, what does that do? What is the purpose of that? What does Sideshow and Hot Toys accomplish by doing that?
Well, simply they want to make sure that they don't get overstock. Since there's not too many people pre-ordering, they don't want to have 10 batches of something that they know is going to sit. So it makes sense that they're lowering the batches that they're ordering.
But does it get them to? Yeah, I agree with that. But does it also get people to say, "Hey, you better pre-order"? And does that stop the conversation of, you could just wait for this to get in stock and wait for a coupon? I think it does if they do it.
Right. I mean, again, it's waves, right? So people will probably start pre-ordering more. People who start pre-ordering because of that, they're going to say, listen, these things are selling quick. Let me secure something now, because then the aftermarket is going to go crazy, right? So they need to be kind of careful how they do things, because if they start creating a lot of fear, people are going to start pre-ordering stuff or maybe not pre-ordering anything. And then when they get only a low stock or low batches and the figure gets sold out, guess who's going to benefit the the most, it's going to be resellers, because they're going to sell it for twice the money, right? Because it's already sold out in Sideshow, sold out in Comic Concept, sold out in any other official store. So that's
Prices will be insane.
Exactly. So that's the
Insane.
thing. We don't want to go back to that time. So I think what they need to do is, try to incentivize people to pre-order, because yes, a lot of people waiting to get the final product to see how it's going to come out, but also taking advantage of the cheap prices after the figure is released from overseas. So at this point, when the economy is really not the best, people's looking to save money, and it's a valid point. It's a very valid point. But at the same time, in the long run, it might affect collectors who like to buy officially from the authorized sellers. So that could be another thing that can affect. Again, I think these are waves. Let's continue keeping an eye on this. If like Doug Smizzle said, if Luke Skywalker is sold out, if when Iron Man is sold out super quick, or any other legacy character is getting sold out quick, then that's an indication that despite the fact that this is a very popular character, that means the numbers are really low across the board, like for every figure.
No, it's a good point. And CT603 says, gentlemen, if I died today, my son would continue to receive Hot Toys for 2 years. Oh my goodness gracious. Kind of a little bit of a jab on how long it takes. Absolutely. And then Beskar Kid says in there, if Sideshow could start getting more than just one figure for their first look unboxings, it would keep many from getting theirs from Hong Kong. Yeah, I could absolutely see that, and good to have Beskar Kid.
This is something that we
here
spoke
as well
many times about. That it's good to have it, it's good to show it, but at the same time, they should just start shipping, at least for the people who pre-ordered first, right? That will be fair, right? But that will be a good indication too, because imagine if they do the figures released today, Hong Kong, and then later they do Sideshow does their video, and then you notice later in the day that it's going to start shipping tomorrow. I mean, can you imagine how many people will start pre-ordering quicker and say, I'm not gonna wait for Hong Kong to buy it and pay double. Let me get it from here retail. So if they start changing those things, I think they're gonna see an increase in pre-orders as well.
Well, look at this from the Big Dog Pound, and Big Dog Pound, welcome in here. He's saying, guys, that he's sad that he missed out on the bat cycle too. So someone else did so. Already, this is kind of working, isn't it, Mario? In a way, because even
in a sense, but keep in mind that bat cycle is not exclusive to Sideshow. I'm sure you can find it elsewhere.
That's right.
There are many other resellers you can go out to that sell Hot Toys also that may have it available for pre-order. It's pretty crazy what's going on.
Well,
yeah, but I think also weights a bit the number of announcements that Hot Toys makes, because there are a lot of figures coming out, and some figures are reissues 2.0. So not everyone needs a second Batman or a second Doctor Strange or a third Doctor Strange or something like that. I was checking just now the data. Let's say 2016, Hot Toys announced 57 figures the whole year. In 2021 was 91 figures announced. It's a huge difference. We are in 2022, and there's already 72, I think. So you can see that there's a lot of announcements, and I think it has a bit that has to do with these two. There's too many announcements, too many on pre-orders. People start selecting what they want and what they do not need. I think there's also, and many collectors are dropping out. If you have been noticing in the Facebook groups on buy and sell markets, many people are leaving the collecting, but other people are coming in. So I don't know if there's more coming in or more going out, but yeah, there's a lot of announcements. I think that's weighed a lot into it too.
Well, the wife of 808 Michigan Jedi is in here. Aloha, everyone. Aloha to you as well, you and your husband. She also puts down, don't forget to hit the like button. Come on. And we all know what table wife of 808 Michigan Jedi and 808 Michigan Jedi sit at. Let's fill them up at table 88, baby. Oof, man, they're kind of taking us on a ride. Yeah, we just we don't know, but I mean now you're seeing some of the people in here. It's like, it's
Yeah.
it's going to create. But Mario, I want to go back to you because we talked about this, and I did a whole show on Friday afternoon about this where I sometimes I buy from Sideshow, but 9 times out of 10 I don't. And I'll get it from my
Mhm.
local comic shop, or I'll get it from someone, I'll get it from Hawk Wars Toys, or I'll get it from
Yeah.
Monkey Depot, or someone like Dante says from Josh, Comic Concepts, or you could get it from Alter Ego Comics in Ohio, so on and so forth. Sideshow is not the only game in town where you have to pre-order from them. So I'm not
Right.
personally going to get like Big Dog Pound, you're saying in there, I missed out. You probably are not missing out on that bad cycle if you check out other comics sites, right? Mario, it may be. A matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you probably will be able to do it. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to let any company or any type of thing, whether it's a company or whether it's Hot Toys, who knows what it is, force me into doing something I don't want to do. But a lot of times, if I want something, I'll reserve it, and a lot of times a cheaper reserve,
Mhm.
depending on who I pre-order it from, than I would, here or there.
Yeah, there's definitely advantages to pre-order elsewhere if it's not an exclusive. There are some savings to be had, and some decent deals on top of it too. But yeah, again, Sideshow's not the only. They're not the only shop out there that's actually selling Hot Toys either. And then the other thing is too is that even if they were, we saw this happen recently with the Arena Suit Boba Fett, in which suddenly when people were starting to get charged for them, or actually a week or so later, we're starting to see more waitlist convert also, right? And a number of collectors actually started to receive their orders as well. So that's another thing that happens a lot, is that people tend to cancel pre-orders when it's time to pay up, you know. So then the next person in line can actually get a chance to pick up whatever it was that they're on waitlist for. So that's another plus as well. If you are, because I know there are some that I guess in a sense feel safer with Sideshow. I'm sure that we can all vouch for their customer support. They're pretty much second to none in my opinion.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They do a great job, but at the same time, it comes with paying with the tax and the shipping, and some other shenanigans they may pull off, here and there.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and sometimes goof ups, but every company, goofs up, like the goof up with
Sure.
the Arena Suit Bubba.
Chrome Trooper as well. Yeah.
But hey, it happens with every company. It happens with all of us. But yeah, no, I mean, the scenario has been, gentlemen, where, hey, not only do you not have to necessarily pre-order if you don't want to, a lot of people don't forget pre-order, whether it's going to be available in stock or not, because they want to budget their money. They like the figure. This doesn't affect them. I brought this up. I was talking about it. We were talking about it with Lael on Anthony's show as well, because I know that he does his payment plans that way. From what I remember, it's like this really doesn't affect him, and I don't think it affects a lot of people in that regard in that way. But what it does do is, if you feel like you got a pre-order to secure the figure, but now you don't have to pre-order, you can wait till it gets in stock. Or wait, you don't even have to buy it when it gets in stock. Wait till it goes into the bargain bin for a coupon code. This, whether it's Sideshow's doing it or not doing it, or Hot Toys is doing it or not doing it, it is making you rethink that real quick, fast, in a hurry. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And I feel like it all started, Doc, with the Arena Suit Boba Fett. I really, really do. I feel like that was the table setter. And ever since then, it's been like that, contagion. It's like one was affected, and now it seems like it's just spreading out. So
You are muted.
Thank you, Joao. I appreciate the assist. But yeah, the Arena Fett, like I was happy to see that sell out as quickly as it did. I was like, finally, like a Toy Fair exclusive that felt limited and it's gonna feel special. Like I can't wait to get that in hand more so than the Chrome Clone Trooper, especially after seeing some of the paint issues with it. So fingers crossed. But because those were relatively small batch too. Those sold out pretty quickly too. But the Arena Fett, I mean, that was gone overnight basically. And I'm glad that I put in the order when I did. Because I just, with the toy fairs specifically, I always pre-order those day one, no hesitation. I'm just glad that it finally, was a limited one.
Yeah, no, and you're speaking about Arena Suit.
Did all of you got the Arena Suit here?
Yeah, I did an unboxing on mine on Saturday. It's a nice figure. I really like it a lot.
Yeah.
You have it, Harris?
No, I don't have it yet. Someone's going to hook me up with it. As I mentioned, one of my insiders for the retail price. So I'm very, very thankful for that because he was getting 2 of them. But no, I missed out on this because of what happened. And here's a prime example, Joao. I first saw it come out. It said 2023. I was like, oh, this is going to be in there like the armor. This is when they're going to put that out. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm already been kind of stretched and kind of molded like clay to believe that this is the scenario of how to purchase a hot toy. So I didn't even worry about, you're going to get 6 of them, forget about it, what kind of exclusive is this? And then all of a sudden they change that and then it goes out of stock, and then here we are with all this stuff, like I'm calling it a market eclipse. But here's an auction for you guys as I'm putting this up, Joao. 620, 12 bids, 39 watchers. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's highly sought after. I could pull up a bunch of these, but no, I think a lot of people were like me, Joao, and didn't jump on it, to be quite honest with you.
Would you say it's a kind of figure that you would pay $620 for this?
No, I won't pay $620 for Moff Tarkin. I talked about that on Anthony's show. No,
not
on my show. I'm not.
$650.
I mean, 400's my limit. 400's my limit because with taxes and shipping and everything. Because even if they reissue the figure, I figure the worst that can happen is I get what? Sith Trooper money for it, $250, everything in, so I lose $150, maybe. But that's it. So I figured if I spend $400, who cares? I just want the figure. I'm really not doing it to resell it. So I can lose a little bit. So for me, but I won't go over that because everything has the potential, as I've been doing this for decades, to get reissued. I don't care what they put on there with exclusive. It means nothing when it comes to toys. Nothing.
This one is kind of funny because I remember I wanted to get a day one, and the person who was buying from me changed the price twice on me, and I said, you know what, if that, I'm not gonna, every 5 minutes increasing $50. I'm like, I didn't buy it, right? And I got it for retail, so I'm gonna get it tomorrow. So definitely not worth $600. Maybe, I mean, I guess once it is gone 100%, like there's not even waitlist. I think the waitlist is full already. When it's kind of completely gone, give it a year or two, this thing is probably gonna go more than $600. It's gonna be one of those rare ones to get,
So you think it'll actually go over? Because I'm seeing it right now. I just showed you an auction, Man of Hot Collectibles, where you saw it 612 or whatever it was. It's like 3 days left. It has 39 watchers. You see this from this seller up here, already 13 sold. Seems like there's always one available with a lot of these sellers for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's always the last one, right?
It's always the last one. But I'm actually seeing a sign right now, Dante. I don't know what your thoughts of it. And I think we talked about it last week, but we'll get this panel's thoughts. I'm seeing a little bit of a sign where maybe this can go down a little bit. I know they're selling it, and this is, $639, $640, $650, up at $700, especially if they have the shipping box. If it's, I noticed that those with the shipper, because this one here, I bet you probably doesn't come with the shipper,
right?
From Hong Kong. I'm noticing them go up, but I'm seeing a little bit where I'm seeing signs that this could go down a little bit into the 500s. I don't know what your thoughts are, at least for right now.
I think it's gonna go actually higher than that. I think this one is gonna be the one that's gonna go
now
higher.
or in the future.
No, in the future.
Okay.
Right now, it's gonna probably be in the $500-$600 range.
Mhm.
Maybe lower a little bit, and then it's gonna start increasing the price once again. Once it is nothing available anywhere, it's gonna go up in price, because this is kind of like a unique rare one, right? Like a black one for Boba Fett, right? It's kind of like the comic one,
Mhm.
or the animated series one,
Mhm.
which was going for, I don't know, $700, maybe more.
Mhm.
And I think this one has all the ingredients to be the same. So if you have two, if you were able to
Now,
get two, you might make your money.
but
Definitely.
I think you still need to wait everyone to receive theirs, then give
Mhm.
it 2-3 months, because there's always someone, oh, I had to pay some bills, I have to get rid of this. And
Yeah,
then if
I give
it
it a
start
year.
to happen that,
I give it a
and
year.
maybe you can get a good deal in the coming months, but give it 2-3 years, and most probably you will have a hard time to find it, like happened with the other one, the animated Boba Fett
Yeah,
that
but
is
this has
going
got to
for,
be Joao way less than the animated Boba Fett.
yes,
I'm sure there's way more
less,
animateds.
much less,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Joao,
this
the
is
last
just very
time
small.
the last time we spoke, Joao, this was you mentioned this was on sale overseas, like at 270 basically. Is that
Yeah,
still pretty much the case?
I was actually checking just now the few listings that are here at this moment here in the market. They are now at 350. It
We've
went
actually
up.
gone up now.
Yeah,
Oh
now
wow,
it's
okay.
350.
Give me one, Joe.
So Superheroes Display says, you have to wonder, is it possible that I am watching all of his favorite Toy Talker YouTubers? And he says, yes. Well, thank you so much for that
Thank you
shout
so
out to
much.
all of us.
Thank you, man.
We all appreciate it. And listen, I've got the link to the El Professoro channel, Mario's channel, in the video description below. I've got the link, the goods to Doc Smizzle's channel in the video description below. The Man of Hot Collectibles, the Maestro Extraordinaire. I've got the link to his channel in the video description below. And Joao, where we're going to do a double Poe review unboxing coming up. Jack Pacific in the video description below. Make sure you subscribe to these guys for sure. Char the Unicorn says it is a desirable figure, so later than sooner, this will take off to $750 3 to 4 years out. Yeah, I mean, this has got to be a lot less. I mean, the animated Fett right now averages around $700. Sometimes sells, in the 600. Sometimes could sell it to the 800s. It has an average of that right now, so it's a little bit crazy. And I actually feel like, guys, as we're talking about these, and I'll pull up something else, but what I'm noticing since this market eclipse started is a little bit, even in the secondary market. Remember how I was pointing out how like we all like paused the last couple of weeks, like what's going on with Peacemaker, what's going on with the Bat Cycle, what's going on with that quarter scale Boba Fett, what's going on with the Bat Signal, what's going on here. Everyone's kind of like frozen for a minute, and I noticed that the secondary market, Mario, and I'll start off with you with you on this to get your thoughts, was almost a little bit like not busy is probably the phrase I want to use the last couple of weeks. It's ever since it started, kind of like froze. You have your regular figures that would sell up, some sell down, but it's kind of like not too. I almost felt like it froze in there. It was really, really, like if there's an eclipse and it's in a town, which I guess this is the Hot Toys town. This is everything Hot Toys, and I feel like everything just stopped because I almost feel like people are paralyzed for a moment. And I'm noticing some interesting trends, but I wanted to get your thoughts specifically. I know you've been collecting for a while. Do you think that that's just coincidence, or maybe something there that I'm noticing?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I haven't really been following the secondary market, as tightly to really actually notice if that's a thing. I just think it might be a coincidence, you know, given today's conditions. I mean, because there's always ups and downs, in the secondary market, man. And the way things are right now, it seems like a lot of stuff is like taking a dip, but who knows? It's really difficult to say, man.
Absolutely. And let me go ahead and pull this up onto the screen. First of all, we got superhero displays, an absolutely new Cantina Insider. Is it possible you just made the Dark Jedi spill his coffee? And I say yes. Thank you so much for that. But I'm noticing it. I'm noticing some crazy stuff, guys. And I'm going to start pulling this stuff up because this is definitely a new trend ever since this happened. And I'm bringing this up onto the screen. And let me set the table here and show you. Well, let me just start the conversation. Here is a 2-pack Han Solo that is listed.
Oh my
$2,100.
Jeez.
Good seller. 230 feedback. All 100% positive, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull up another one, guys. Let's just keep going. I'm just going to pull up different ones here. This one's going to be, I hate to say it sounds reasonable. This is reasonable. Okay, but I'm going to pull up another one. Like I've never seen anything like this. Like here we go again.
Wow. I think that people are
trying.
Wait.
There's another one.
Hey, at least this one's an exclusive edition.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to find someone who fell off the turnip truck.
Yeah.
I mean, now would be the time to sell because I do think that they might come back out with some A New Hope 2.0s very, very soon.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think people are trying to capitalize while they can. But
but you haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look.
Jeez.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm seeing this over, and I got more because they just want to show one up. Because sometimes there'll be a bozo out there. Oh, let me see if I can get 10 grand for something. You put that up. It's like, oh, here's a Black Series, ending credits Mandalorian. But whoa, guys, this is a little bit insane. But I look at this seller. I mean, almost all 100% positive feedback. But I mean, I put this on my Instagram. I don't know if anyone saw my story, but I was like, I could buy a good used car for $6,500.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe someone's just fishing.
Yeah.
If they get a bite, then cool, no problem. Sweet. They made out, but
I want to meet the person who buys like one of these for 25 or up.
Because when you see this sell, then like it's inevitable within the next week or so we'll actually see the reissues, the 2.0 of these things. Doc, as you were saying.
Well, you know what's funny, Dante. I don't know what you think of this, but it's like I'll put this up on the screen. And thank you so much for Superhero Displays for joining and becoming a Cantina Insider. Do appreciate that support, my brother. Sinister SMR puts up here, man, I never thought I'd let it go. But for $6,500, would you let yours go, Dante, for $6,500?
Hell yeah.
Who wouldn't? I would.
I'm going to the storage unit tonight.
Not even for 2,000.
You are not collectors.
There's a bunch for 2,000. Now, I will be honest with you guys. Here's the interesting thing. It's a little bit crazy right now, especially with this figure. I don't know what's going on with this set, but people were actually sending me messages on this, Dante. I was getting messages here. You seeing this? I'm like, oh yeah, it's a one-off. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. I'm like, what the heck? And then when you sort it out, this 2-pack, Dante, it's crazy right now. It's not worth this at all. It is absolutely not worth this. The market value chart, the way I see it, has it at about $1,000. It's like $1,020, which means that sometimes it'll sell like $890, $880, $900. Sometimes it'll sell $1,100, $1,200. That's where I see this, and that's normal. Now you do get your sets. I've seen them go for $1,500, $1,600. Sure, I mean, like that one I showed you before. That's probably gonna sell, but I've never before seen a slew at $2,000, $3,000, $6,000. I mean, but there's not just one. There's a ton of them. What's going on here, Dante?
It's too crazy. I mean, but also remember one thing, right? I can put something for $10,000. That doesn't mean it's going to sell. However, the moment somebody buys it, it creates a precedent. So people are going to say, you know what? If he sold for $6,500, let me put mine in $3,000. And then the prices start just going up for no reason, right? Because somebody bought it. There's always somebody who's gonna buy this thing, right? I think 6,500 is absurd. I mean, I don't think any person in the right mind will buy this for that amount. I can see 1,400, I can see 1,200, but more than that, that would be super insane to pay. You like somebody said on the chat. I mean, you can finance 5 years of collectibles, with this amount of money, So it is, and again, these are the things that Hot Toys is really watching. I don't think they're ignoring the secondary market at all. So expect more 2.0s. I mentioned it many times, not necessarily reissues, but 2.0s. Like what happened with the Mark 46, for example, with the Captain America. They're going to be doing more of that. And I will not be surprised if I see a 2.0, Han Solo and Chewbacca anytime soon. It's going to happen at one point.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen,
So, well, let me ask you guys about this. Because maybe 808 Michigan Jedi, I think he has a point here. Could this just be a bunch of sellers exactly? I don't know if it was you, Mario, or Doc, or Dante, or Joao that said it, that they're putting this up, and if someone buys it, it starts a trend. Are they kind of like, is there like a band of a secret Han Solo Chewbacca band of sellers that are trying to set a trend? I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a good thought. I mean, I don't know. It all just came up at once. It's interesting, but they all got really good feedback, and it's not like it's like a 0 feedback or 10. These are established sellers, El Professoro.
I agree with Mario. I think it's just they are just fishing.
That's a lot of fishing, though. I haven't ever seen you don't even see Dark Side Anakin anyone even attempting to do that with that fish.
Because that's a bad fish.
But so you're saying this is a good fish. This is like
this is a 2-in-1.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know how. Aries, do you have data for like what's actually been the trends for what's been sold?
Yeah.
I mean, because anybody can ask for whatever they want. It's just what matters is what actually sells.
Yes,
that's what's going to set the precedent. But I mean, when people start buying these things for this insane amount of money, it's just like
$1,000, $1,100, $1,000 a lot. This sells for anywhere between $900 to $1,200 to answer your question, Mario. Yeah. And I put up tons of them, but haven't seen any that have sold, for instance, the last few weeks or couple of weeks for any new trends, but just a lot of these listings, which is interesting.
But there are a lot out there to be sold that are selling, though. I mean, it's not
for $1,000. Yeah. If it's new, if it's brand new, it'll sell for like $1,100, $1,200.
But the set isn't. What I'm saying, the set isn't really rare, right? So it's
just
kind of.
I don't see a whole lot up there. You see like these at these prices. Gosh, I even got another. Let's put another one up on over here. So here's another one. Haven't showed this one yet. $2,200. Gabiro 75. He has one away from 2,300 feedback, and it looks like it's his own. Like these pictures are all different, so it's not like it's. Yeah. But if you pull these up, Mario, like on eBay, and you put in like MMS 263, all you're going to see are these listings at this price. The cheapest one is this one, which
you're kidding.
This is the cheap. No, you're not gonna. No, not even anything right now. So when you're talking about they're available, yeah, they're available. These 8 of them at 2,000 or above, unless you want.
Can you remove the comments so we can see it?
Yeah, let me remove the comments. Sorry about that. Here we go.
This is the cheapest up there right now.
Cheapest.
Wow. And it's an auction
too. Yeah.
Only $10 shipping though. $9.99.
What a deal.
That's a deal, right?
I mean, that's a little insane.
Bro, I hope they double box for that price. Jeez.
So, like if you go to Six Scale Cantina, .com, and listen, for everyone who's watching, if you don't have sixscalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. It has all your secondary market information for Hot Toys, Marvel under construction, all the other IPs like DC, Back to the Future, forthcoming. You can see the market Marvel value chart, some of the data already in there if you want to go venture and take a peek and have some fun. But yeah, if we go in here, guys, and you go to the current value column and just click that arrow a couple of times in that column, you see I got Han and Chewie. I got it steady. I don't even got it trending up right now. I got it steady at $1,021, which I believe, as I was telling you, Mario, is accurate. That's where I have it, but I don't have it anywhere near where that starting bid of 1,600 is. But I don't know. Is it possible, guys, that this is going to change and I'm going to trend this up? I don't know. I mean, that's just a little bit weird. Doc, I don't know what you think about this. I don't know if I've heard you chime in on it, but that's a lot. I'm not even done. I could give you more at the 2,000 price that it's up there. It's just weird that they all just came out of nowhere. And it wasn't even me. I was just told this thing, Aries, you see this? Aries, you're seeing it. I'm like, what? All right, let me take a look. And I'm like, holy frack. There's a lot of them. Where'd they come from?
I mean, yeah, this is an in-demand set, and I feel like I've been seeing a lot more being bought and sold over the last few months. But I don't know. I don't know what the latest like reasoning for the price to jump so much. It really does make me want to drive out to my storage unit, grab the box, and package everything up and go ahead and list this up there. But I mean, yeah, I don't know anyone who would buy Hot Toys for $2,500. Like, I mean, may as well start buying statues or busts and props and things like that. So
Absolutely.
I think it's really interesting to find out what could be behind that. Maybe it could be because it's just Han Solo's incredible, like the Harrison Ford Han Solo is an incredibly well liked character. There's not very many Hot Toys figures of him. There could be some demand. I mean, he's up there in age. The Indiana Jones movie's coming out soon. So
well, I do see it with Han. I don't see it with Chewbacca though, but I do see Han. Like I could throw this up. Like, but this is not the same Han. But here's a Han Stormtrooper that flat out sold $850. New, but it's new. So there is a demand, I guess, Dante, for Han. I guess not including 30 in shipping. It's $880, so well over $900. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean this one's hot. If you could find this new, it's gonna sell. But
that's from Japan too.
Yeah,
they're always more expensive because they take good care of their stuff.
Doc, you're right. I am seeing him. Han is definitely in demand right now, and I find him to be a little bit more rarer. Like I'll see more dark side Anakins go up. There's not that there's that many out there because there's not, but I feel like there's a lot less of this. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. How many Han Stormtroopers do you find uplisted? Not too many.
Not many. I'm glad I got the ones back there.
Yeah.
So those are the ones I regret not getting. Like over time, I felt like, oh shoot, I should have gotten them, but whatever. It is what it is. When I wanted to get it, it was too pricey. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna pay that much money. So I guess I'm hoping that one day we will have a 2.0. Maybe not now, maybe in a couple of years, who knows? So I'll keep waiting.
Well, you guys are talking about good sellers, and I will give a shout out to Ray at Hawk Wars Toys because this is where I got mine. From he actually hooked me up sometime last year. I reached out to him. He got me a good deal. I've let a lot of people know there's good sellers out there. Ray is one of them. He sells a lot of the new figures, but if you're looking for any of the old ones, I mean, sometimes he gets collections and stuff like that. Vets them through, really looks at them, and to make sure they're in top order. But yeah, I got mine from him, and I was very happy that I did because it had every single piece. It was no problems with it, and I'm glad I got it when I got it because Han is just getting out of control right now. Joao, I don't know what he's like over there. I think we've talked about it. You said the OT figures are high, but I don't know what a Han Stormtrooper is going to go over there in China. But this is like
this one is nowhere to be found here.
Really?
Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. I can say maybe in the last year I saw probably 1 or 2 listings maximum. It's a very rare figure to appear around here. But yeah, I think it's talking about what Doc was saying. I think these sellers, maybe they are aware that it's possible that 2.0 is coming for that set. So if their intention is to sell, they better sell now while the market is up and everyone wants to have Star Wars figures. So now is the best time to sell that set, because they can. I don't believe anyone will pay more than, I would say, maybe 2,000 is the maximum, 1,500, something like that. I can see someone paying that, but not 6,500. So because it's probably that they are going to do a 2.0 of these original trilogy figures, and we are going to see something new coming. So if you are in the market to sell, you want to try to get the best you can. You want to sell it at the higher price as possible, right? So they are just hoping that some new collectors come and they don't know much about the market and they think it's reasonable and they have the money and they will just pay for that. But yeah, the original trilogy here is still not too popular. You don't see too many figures popping up. You see much more of the prequels, and those prices are up. Like this Obi-Wan here is expensive too.
Well, and this is the interesting thing, because I'm seeing some weird stuff in the secondary market since this market eclipse of what's going on, meaning I don't seeing as much selling, although I'm all of a sudden this weekend, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the holiday or is just people are like, okay, we've talked about this, what's going on, we're going to keep an eye on it. We're still in the eclipse. We don't know where this is going to pan out once, we actually see if some of these figures are going to go on waitlist, some of these like a Cad Bane or a Luke Skywalker or a different Iron Man version or one of the Spider-Man versions. We have no idea. And when it could all just be like we're talking about a bunch of BS and nothing's going to come of it. But certainly I've seen a little bit of stagnation in the secondary market. But with sub figures, though, it doesn't really matter. Like the Han, look at this freaking Doc, 645, 77 bids. I guess people really wanted this. $30. I mean, I thought this one would have slowed down because I'm noticing, I'll be honest, I'm noticing Dark Side Anakin, and I talked about it. I had a whole show about it where I had a little, it is trending down, meaning down from how high it was. It cost a lot of money to get it, but it's not at that super where I'm seeing where it was. And I knew it would simmer a little bit. I'm not seeing it with Obi-Wan though right now. I don't know. There's ebbs and flows, but this is well over 700, baby.
Yeah, I'm surprised that this deluxe set of Obi-Wan is like the chase version. I always thought it would be the Alec Guinness one would always be the one that everyone would want. But I guess people really like Ewan McGregor's portrayal as Obi-Wan. So you also do get Baby Luke with this set.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, this set was never one of my like must-haves. Like even back in the day, even to this day, when I kind of got like bit by like the bug where it's like, oh man, it's worth something. Like I want it now. But I love my OT Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. So I'm surprised that this is the one that people want, and maybe it's to complete that display where he's dueling with Dark Side Anakin. But I don't know, the way that I felt about the prequels and the prequel figures, I never really paid too much attention to them.
Yeah, Dante, what do you think of this with Obi-Wan? I'm seeing some figures not selling either. I'm gonna pull them up, but I'm showing you some. The Han is interesting. I haven't seen one sell like that. I hope I don't see one sell like that. But Obi-Wan, wow, that's a lot of money, Dante, for Obi-Wan Deluxe.
It is. I actually remember because same as you, Aries, I got my Dark Side Anakin and Obi-Wan through Ray, Howard's Toys. And I think I paid close to retail when I got it from him. Maybe $100 more on the Dark Side Anakin because it was a bit pricey, or $50 more. I don't remember, but definitely not this price. This is kind of high, and this is one of those figures. This one especially that I really like, and definitely a Grail. definitely a Grail. And even though we're gonna get a new one from the show, I still think that this is the one that a lot of people may want to get if you are a prequels fan. I'm not surprised with the price. I think this is an indication that these figures that we probably disregarded at one point or was sitting for a long time in stock, it is proven that over time, when somebody does a good job with Star Wars, it will pretty much, make everything go up in price. I mean, after the Mandalorian, everything Star Wars went up in price.
Well, and this
Everything
figure
that
is
was
sick
sold
too.
out, you're right. Everything that was sold out, right? And everything that is pretty much new Star Wars is selling. Yeah, not as quick as we would have won, but it's selling. And at the end of the day, that's what it matters, right? To sell. You know, Not to say that this is probably going to be increasing in price over time. I think still 645 is a bit pricey, but I do think that overall it's gonna increase its price a lot in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A superhero displays with the $1.79 drop there, 6,500. There's always a bigger fish. Here you go.
There's always a bigger fish.
For sure, absolutely. And also from superhero displays, thank you so much with the $2 drop, 6,500 bargain. Goodness, let me serve you up on table 2.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them.
Come on, much appreciate that. Yeah, that's those Han Solos, absolutely crazy right now. Do appreciate the super chat. We got 115 in here. Did we get 115 likes yet? Make sure you hit the like button. Do appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to El Professoro. His link to his channel is in the video description below. Same thing with the Man of Hot Collectibles. Same thing with Joao, Big Breda. Same thing with Doc Smizzle. Make sure you subscribe to these great gentlemen here who put out great content and great live shows as well. All right, so I'm going to go, Mario, to you on something that I don't know what's going on with this figure, and maybe you have an idea, but I feel like that this figure right now, I've been telling a lot of people that this figure is $261, and I don't know if you've 16 bids too. Now it is it's an awesome seller, 100% feedback, not a whole lot though. So that plays into it. But I'll be honest with you. I'm seeing this sell over and over and over again in the high 200s, very, very low 300s. And I've been telling people for a few months, hey, if you want a Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, and some people think this is better, Mario, than the Endor. The Endor version is insane right now. But I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to stay like this, but I think if people are looking for a Luke and they don't have one from Return of the Jedi, it's so close to retail.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely the better value at the moment. I think what happened is that if you guys remember, at the end of the Mandalorian season 2, when we saw Luke, this particular figure went through the roof.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this went into high demand, even more so, I think, than the deluxe Endor version. But then as things settled down, and then we finally got a pre-order for that particular Mandalorian version, and then the price point on this is going to plummet, which is in reason, because this is the one that from what I remember when the Jedi Deluxe was announced, this was like less sought after. Everybody wanted to go with the Deluxe. It was a thinner body. It came with a lot more things, and it was a great looking figure. The fact that the Deluxe has 2 different head sculpts too that are interchangeable, that's also a huge plus. But I remember one of the biggest complaints of this particular figure was just the fat suit underneath it. While you can remove it, it does hinder articulation a little bit. I know it wasn't really to some collectors' liking, but I like it. I mean, I have it sitting right here with the hood up, and I think it looks great. But I'm one of those, niche collectors that's trying to get my main focus is OT. So whatever comes out, original trilogy, I'm getting everything.
And it does come with the cloak, where even that Endor Deluxe one, It doesn't come with the cloak. I wish it did. That's
Right.
the one I have. But you could pick up a cloak. It's still pricey though. Like,
Oh yeah.
but I mean, I feel like this is a good deal. So let me ask you this: do you think this figure is that's where it's at? I've been projecting that this figure will go up in time, and right now it's a bargain because I don't know if we're going to get another Luke Jedi like this. Maybe we will with the 40th, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. I mean, because this is one of the biggest. This is one of the highest profile characters in regards to the 40th anniversary for Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Right. We could possibly see an updated version of this.
That would be awesome.
If that happens, then this figure is just going to plummet even more. This will be, I predict, the Last Jedi Kylo Ren. It was up there for a while, but when the new one came out, it just plummeted, and it continues to do so.
It sells like 180, 190. Could you even? And that head sculpt is sick on
That's
the
a great
Adam
sculpt.
Drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not even moving. No, it's a little bit.
I see the same thing happening to this. You know, it's sad to say, but you know, but then again, if anyone needs a good Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, this is an option. If you don't want to spend that much money, definitely consider picking this up.
Yeah, Joao, what do you think about this? The Luke. Mario brought up some good points. Does the fat suit have a lot to play into this? Is it the fact of the Endor one is superior? I think it is, although it's missing the cloak. But this is still, some people like this relaxed mouth, though, to be honest with you, compared to the other one. It has a lot going for it. I'm just a little surprised.
Yeah, I think the price is really good for this one. But again, I can see some people not getting this one and just go with the deep fake one from the Mandalorian. So I think that also plays a bit into this price because they are expecting a better body and so on. This came out which year? This one came out.
Oh gosh,
2016, 17,
so
around there.
Was it that long ago?
A figure with 5-6 years already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's also as the issue with the fat suit, the body, and so on. So I think some people probably will wait for the Mandalorian one. Imagine, because for many new collectors, they are basically starting collecting from the Mandalorian, right? That's how they because many people start to engage with Star Wars with Mandalorian. Let's say, for example, in the markets here, right? Because many people saw the Mandalorian, they were not familiar with Star Wars, and they start from there. So they need one look for their collection. Probably they will go with that deep fake look. So probably it also weights in the price of this one. I think that's a issue too. For example, this one look just now you show here, the Return of Jedi one, is other one that I cannot see too much of them around here. It's those kind of figures that were released years ago when the marketeer was not so keen about Star Wars. So I think it waits a bit as well. Some people will just wait for the Mandalorian one.
Another thing to consider too, Aries, is that this version of Luke, if you wanted it to hold the lightsaber, the only way that you're going to do it is to swap out the arm entirely.
With the arm, right?
It does not come with a lightsaber holding a gloved hand.
Gloved hand.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's it. It comes with a gloved hand, closed fist, and then a swap out arm, and that's it.
All right,
that's
so
another
it has
thing
some
that
things
was a
going.
bit of a gripe.
Some strikes. It has some strikes. So add that to the fat suit, because you're seeing that Han, that Luke Deluxe one, that Endor Deluxe one, always pushing around $500 into $600. I mean, gosh, you got some of the hot cog sellers now. They have that $750 for that set. It's like crazy, but that's what it's going for. It's going for around 500 is what I'm seeing it, which is a lot of money, I think. But that figure is sweet though. But if they do, and you bring up a good point, because you do have to wonder, is it possible with the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi coming next year that they would skip Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi? And I say no. It's a good point, Mario. He's the Return of the Jedi.
Exactly.
I don't see how they can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that figure will plummet. I mean, unless they have some kind of intrinsic value, because believe it or not, I still see, for instance, case in point, Mario, the DX07 Luke is still selling, even though you can get the DX25.
Yeah.
And I think the DX25 is better, but I don't know. Unless it has some kind of intrinsic value.
Man, I'm kind of thinking one way they could bring this out is you put it in with a 2-pack with that 40th anniversary Vader with the removable head sculpt. That, and make that the only way you can get it.
Oh, that would be
could
sick. But do you get a new head sculpt with it?
Possibly. I would imagine so.
The X07 will always be a special release because it was the first Star Wars released by Hot Toys. So only with that it always holds the value, and there's that huge diorama. And it's the first Star Wars figure ever made by Hot Toys. So I think it's always a special figure, mainly for Star Wars collectors.
You see, the DX07 is, I agree, is more nostalgia. First, I think it was the first Star Wars DX figure, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I mean, to this day, I think it's a really cool set to have. Even though the likeness, we can argue about the likeness now because obviously it's been improving over time. But that diorama, 2 figures, battle damage, clean version, bunch of accessories, that makes it like, just to have it, really. Like, if you're a Star Wars collector and that's one of the sets that you want to have, I will probably get it. If I can get it at a good price, I will definitely get it back and maybe keep it in the box.
Well, let me stay with you, Dante, on this. This we've been talking about. I've been showing up some different things. Figures trending up, figures trending down. Some things that are unprecedented, like the Han and Chewbacca. Secondary market, uncharted territory in the midst of this market eclipse, if you will, and things that are going on. How do you see this affecting the secondary market, having rarer figures like the Arena Suit Boba Fett and the exclusives like the chrome-plated Chrome Trooper and the chrome-plated Stormtrooper? Are they, they go into the secondary market and they're almost like instant grails, like that Arena Suit Boba Fett is an instant grail. Does this hurt the secondary market? Does this move it in different waves like we see it now? Does it turbocharge the secondary market, having figures? Quite frankly, it took a long time for that A New Hope Obi-Wan and Count Dooku to simmer up to the prices that there are now. But you're not seeing that with some of these figures that are, quite frankly, a little rarer, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of Arena Suit, I guess from the moment it was released, it was already hype on it for that figure. It was already like FOMO happening, and that continued until the figure was officially announced by Sideshow, so you can pre-order it. And then when it went waitlisted quicker, even more so. So that's why we've seen the spike in the price. It's gonna continue to go up, as I said before. Maybe it's gonna be a wave that is gonna be down a little bit until everyone gets their figure and starts selling it, because for XYZ reason. But then after that period is over, it's probably gonna go up in price again, and those are gonna be one of the rarest figures to get. In terms of the other one, the DX07, just to kind of like piggyback on what everyone said, that's one of the sets that I'm looking forward to get. If I can get it at a good price, definitely will. And it will be kind of fun to do a comparison, with that one and the new Bespin look. It will be kind of fun to compare and see how far, technology has evolved and how many things have changed since that old figure was released many years ago. So, for one hand, I still see that other figures that we're not, I guess, talking much, like, for example, Lando. I know Lando is still there, but once that one is sold out, many people are passing on that one just because it's Lando. But wait until that figure is gone.
I think there's validity to what you're saying there with him, Dante. Just to interject in while I then continue. Except for that Luke that I just put up, and I think we talked about a lot of reasons why that Jedi Knight Luke maybe is just not competing with the Endor Luke, which is high. I see no evidence of an OT figure, not really. Even the Joao Gontroid, which was like not selling forever, is now starting to sell. So I think you're right on that Lando, brother.
Yeah, it's 40th anniversary edition, right? Or was it?
Yeah, he's 40.
Yeah.
Fourth anniversary. So that
Yes,
right there
yeah.
is a good selling point. You know, it's pretty much what happened with Anakin, Dark Side Anakin. It was sitting on the shelves for a long time. So, you know, those are the figures that some, you know, don't disregard. Same with IG-11. I have a feeling that those are going to be the ones that, you know, I'm not saying that IG-11 is going to be $2,000 in 2 years from now, but it's gonna once it's sold out, I think you're gonna see a hike in the price. But more so Lando, because it's an OT character, you know, and that figure came out pretty good. You know, in my opinion, I think came out pretty good. So right now it is sitting there, but over time, I think we're gonna see an increase in price with that figure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting you brought up IG-11 because I think about it and I go your way with it and I go like, well, what happens if they eventually put out IG-88? Does that hurt or does that help the IG-11? And I can't.
Help. It could help.
It could help.
Yeah.
It could hurt, but it could help. But I feel like
what can help? Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm sorry to interrupt. What can help Lando to sell quicker? Like, do you think if they do a Lobot, for example, an announcement, right?
You got the damn Bespin Leia, which
or
Han,
Bespin Han
Bespin
is
Han.
released,
Bespin Han,
or
man.
announced. I mean, it's gonna help a lot, and it could prove the point, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're gonna see more Star Wars stuff happening, and I have a feeling that we're gonna see OT characters happening too.
All right. So what helps more, guys? Bespin. What helps Lando more, Lobot or Bespin Han? It's actually it's hard though. Think about it, but tell me which one you think.
I kind of think Bespin Han because that way you'll knock out. That will also boost up, you know, demand for Bespin Leia as well. So that
that's like a great Scrabble strategy. It's like, okay, I can fill the word in here and boom boom.
My answer's over my shoulder. So Bespin Han would be great to complete that scene in there.
Yeah, I mean, a Lobot would certainly help, but I feel like if the Bespin Han, and then they put out a Lobot, they are coming out, guys, with a Lando series. I'm just saying they are. And then that's going to be Dottie Glover, so I think you're gonna get that. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see with Andor. Are they going to give us Cassian Andor from Rogue One? Are they going to give us Cassian Andor from the Andor series? Are they going to give us both? Are they going to say as also seen in Rogue One? You have to wonder because he is a star from Rogue One, and it's a big popular movie, and we don't got a figure from him. But he's got his own show coming out. So which one is it going to be?
I'd love to see both, but most likely it's just going to be what's with the upcoming series, just Andor only.
Do you think, though, in the future, because Rogue One is such a big movie, that we'll get that one? Probably. Because they'll use the head sculpt again. Yeah,
why not? Why not? I mean, I think it'd be an easy sell. At the same time, give us Baze Malbus too, man. I think a lot of us want to finish that collection too.
Oh God!
You know, hell, even Bodhi Rook, same thing.
Well, you got Forrest Whitaker that's in this Andor series, my friends.
Yeah.
Saul Guerrero.
I would love a Saul Guerrero from Rogue One though, man. But
that's gonna be a different look, right? It's not gonna be a different look.
It is a different look, but from what I understand, the Andor series, when it ends, it's supposed to lead up to the events of Rogue One. So it's a possibility that we could get Saw the same way that we saw him in Rogue One.
Can we get a DX Saw so we get like two very
but Mario, is that the end of season 2? Because aren't they confirmed for at least 2 seasons for Andor?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that could still be some time between them then, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that if we don't get a Saw for season 1, then you know you can't count on
season 2. I want Rogue One Saw Gerrera. That was I think
same
was
here,
the best
man.
look.
Absolutely.
Well, Joao, let me go to you on this before we get into the next topic, because we were talking about this on Six Scale Mafia's show, and it's actually interesting right now with this. This was sinking like way down into the 200s, high 200s, and now I just seen it go 330, 303, 350. I could pull them all up, and not to bore everybody, but this is starting to go up again. I wonder why, Joao. Kind of getting your thoughts on this. We know that there's going to be one coming out with the shield, at least from what we saw from the couple of times I had it at cons. It looks like the same darn figure, unless there's something they're going to change that we don't know about or add. And then when we saw that, this plummeted, but now it's starting to go way back up again. Are you surprised by this?
I'm not surprised because people probably start to think that maybe Hot Toys will not announce that. Maybe I think they will announce, but I mean, there are a lot of people collecting Mandalorian stuff, and this is for me, one of the best figures from the Mandalorian show that Hot Toys put out. It's an amazing figure. So I think it's worth the price for everything. This is a huge piece. But yeah, I can see people though probably were waiting for Hot Toys to announce because they named it as Paz Vizsla, right? It's from the Boba Fett, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I wasn't there, but I think they write the from the Boba Fett show, right?
Yeah, it's from the boat. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. They did. But I kind of feel like you that they could pause it for season 3, or maybe we'll see Jon Favreau under the mask if something happens. The Battle of Mandalore, the tension. There is going to be tension between him and Din Djarin, the armor of Boba. There just is. And I don't know if it's going to result in a death or someone badly hurt. He has to take the mask off. There's so many scenarios. But I
not
feel
only
like
this one, not only this one, but also Boba Fett. I don't know if you all saw the trailer for season 3, and in the last, I would say 1 second of the trailer, you do see Boba Fett with the black suit.
I mean,
so
guys, is this a character then that you could see them? Because the Mandalorian season 3 starts in February. So they don't have to, if they're going to put out this figure with that, they don't have to put it out till months later. They don't got to put it out till September next year. But do you guys still think they're going to put this out for Book of Boba Fett? They teased it. What do you guys think?
If they do so, I think it should be now during this, because now they are having that Star Wars event, right, in Japan, that goes from September 3rd to October, I don't know, October 20. It's like a month.
So no kidding. Wow.
I think so. I think it's like
well, I know New York Comic Con.
I thought it was just a couple of days.
3rd till 6th.
No, it's like a month. So I think if they are going to announce it, it's better to be now.
It's definitely best to capitalize right now.
Yeah, same thing with the N1. If they ever are going to put that Starfighter to pre-order, should be now. Because
that N1,
baby. Tired of seeing them drag it around to different conventions and not doing
it. They're taking it everywhere. But New York Comic Con, as I heard, Sideshow is not going to be there.
Correct.
Right.
So you will not see any Hot Toys there, right? Because
most likely
Hot Toys will not go by themselves over there. So New York Comic Con probably will not see anything if Sideshow isn't there.
Wow.
But this N1, believe me, this is going to pre-order, and everyone will go crazy with this.
Yep.
So you think this is happening, Joao?
You can mark my words, and you can come after
Joao.
me, but I tell you, this is going to pre-order.
Is this what they call you, Joao?
They call him the Wizard.
It's just too dumb from Hot Toys to go being dragging this thing over from Hong Kong to US and now to Japan, and just to show off. There's no, they could show only at the summer showcase once. Okay, they did one prototype, that's nice, but then they send it to San Diego Comic Con. Now it's in Japan. They are going to put this up for pre-order. They are just hyping everyone as much as possible, and then go. The problem is the price.
Dante, I haven't heard. What do you think from your perspective on this? There's been so much. Joao brought it up, and the N1 Starfighter. Are they going to put this up on pre-order, or is this a bunch of showing off, flexing some muscle, flexing some hot toy muscle? But they're just like, no, but we're not going to go ahead and put it out there.
And
mark my words. Mark my words. They're gonna put this on pre-order. And everyone is gonna go crazy. Mark my words.
What you are saying is
this is, and I think Joe, we spoke about this many streams ago. and we both agree that this thing is going to happen. I don't see why not. I think this is going to be the first one, and if not, it's going to be the beginning. We're probably going to see more stuff happening from Hot Toys. They're going to go more into dioramas like this, vehicles like this, which they already started. They're going to continue with the 1/4 scale line, which they already started. So all those things that we didn't think is going to happen, it's going to happen. There's market for it, and the more they do this, it's going to be licensed. It's probably going to be cheaper than if you buy custom. Still you're going to pay a bit a bit more than your usual 6 scale vehicle, but the point is that it's going to be mass produced. So on that, you will know when you're going to get it. You can do a payment plan if you want, because this is going to be a massive piece. You need to have space for it 100%. And even if you don't have space,
I got no space for it.
I have no space for it.
I'd probably buy it anyway.
Get this thing. I will definitely get this thing. You know why? Because this is going to be one of those rare vehicles that, is going to be kind of hard to find in the future, because I don't think they're going to make many of this. So even if you don't have the space, but you can afford getting one, I think you should. I'm definitely going to get one, even though this is the space I have. So, but yeah, this is absolutely going to happen.
No, make sure you guys all hit the like button in there. I do appreciate it. You are watching Monday Night Raw, brother and sister. Come on. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to all of these guys in here. El Professoro, Mario, Doc Smizzle channel, Joao, Big Breda, and the Man of Hot Collectibles, the Maestro. Good to have you back there, Dante, on this. I know you got to jet out. So I just wanted to say, good to have you back, man. Come on. And I'm looking forward to you getting the N1 and doing the review and telling us how you got no space for it, but you're going to, put it up. And maybe you could kind of tie it up on your ceiling.
Yeah, I have to find a way. I definitely will do a review on this one when it's out. But then probably I'll put it on.
You are going to buy a light box of 3 meters. To do a review.
No, actually, I have a black backdrop that you put some racks, and then you put the backdrop, and I have lights. So, but it will take my whole table. So it's because it's huge, right? Kind of similar how I did my cockpit review, because it's a big piece. But thanks, man, for the invite. I do appreciate it. I have to run. I have to really go. I'm coming back to work tomorrow, and I don't know what to expect. So it's gonna be very busy. But thank you for the invite. Glad to see everyone here on the panel. You guys in the chat. Real quick, tomorrow we're gonna have a show between collectors at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then Friday we're gonna have another show. So stay tuned for the panel. Aries, you are in on the Friday one. So looking forward to have you back.
I'm in, baby. I'll bring coffee.
Looking forward to have you there, and I'm gonna get the Arena Suit tomorrow. So hopefully by the weekend you'll see the review, if not sooner. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone, and just enjoy the show.
Thanks, Dante. Come on.
Okay, guys.
Bye, man.
Good to have the
Bye-bye.
Man of Hot in here.
I'm gonna brother.
Later.
All right, Mario, let me go to you. Joao says yes. Dante says yes. What does Mario say about this? Are they going to do this, or are they not going to do it?
Everyone, mark my words. And I will guarantee it.
Oh, man.
This is not coming out.
Oh,
No.
wait.
No.
Is this what
This is not coming out.
That's a twist.
No chance. That's what you got. It ain't coming out, man.
Vince McMahon.
It ain't
Listen,
coming out, man. Forget
Mario,
about it.
Is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Well, I mean,
No, man. I hate to be the one to say that, dude. But I mean, I don't see it happening, man. It's not.
it'd be hard as heck to ship. Although they'd have to take off the engines and the wings or something like that and pack it.
Yeah, it looks like there's some areas where it's like a detachable in some areas where they actually could. I mean, they're shipping it back and forth between like what Doc alluded to, SDCC going back over there to Japan also as well. So they're doing it, but to do that in mass production, man, I think this is just a flex. I really wish that Hot Toys would be more transparent about some of the things that they show us at these cons and let us know, hey, we do plan to release some of these things, or no, we're not planning on to release any of this stuff. That would be great. It just to get just at least that, and then let us know, right?
I agree with that because they show the TIE fighter now in Japan, but that TIE fighter,
that TIE fighter looks sick.
But they show it in 2016 in San Diego Comic-Con.
Exactly.
They showed it 6 years ago. So that's
so this could be the same story.
Possibly.
But did they load that TIE fighter around when they showed it at San Diego Comic-Con like they did back in 2016 the same way they
I
did
can't
this?
recall. I just remember seeing it one time.
I think it went to San Diego and New York, I believe.
So maybe
I don't remember if it went to ACGHK or not that year, but it did. It's back in Japan now, so yeah, I'd have to do some research to verify that.
Well, put some of these comments up in here. Valiant Archer says, place it on the mattress and sleep on the floor, I guess.
What I would say is that if they don't do this N1, they are just telling us, forget it, we will not doing this kind of vehicles. You better just buy from Jazz Inc. And
no, it's almost like that they just want to show us their science project at these cons, which is great.
For what?
I'm like, it could, because it's
just
like
flex.
We are collectors. We want the stuff. We don't want to see, only to see it.
Well, Punisher says this will happen though, but Hot Toys only make 100. Wow, that's a low run though.
That's extremely low.
Business-wise, would not be possible.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Maybe this is possible here, but to me, this is almost like not putting it out. But what
Right.
I mean, so that's a way, I guess, Mario, right? If it's just I didn't even think that they would do just 100, but maybe that's the way to do it.
It wouldn't be cost efficient to open up the factories just to do 100 pieces.
Yeah,
you're looking at an easy, maybe at least a minimum of 2,000.
Right.
Minimum.
That's what I was thinking too, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
And
so.
the more limited, the higher the price.
Exactly.
Well,
I
that's
think everyone
another
would
point.
get sticker shock if they actually just release only 100 pieces, because then you're going to be looking
that's
at
like
least
customized
probably
price.
$4,000 to $5,000 just for this
That's
thing.
Jazz
Ain't gonna
Inc.
happen.
price.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
if
more.
they only released 100 of them, could they get $4,000 or $5,000 and sell out of these? Probably.
They would
Oh,
sell
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
It
for
would sell
sure.
out.
Yeah. There's
For sure,
definitely people out there.
Where's this other comment I wanted to put up over here? Beskar Kid says, yup, N1 would be 1,000 minimum. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. And TK592, friend of TK FOMO, says we can't even get Padme or Bail Organa. how do we expect them?
Or Mace Windu. Yeah.
Or Best in Line.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
There's a long laundry list of characters that we haven't
Exactly.
gotten yet.
But they don't need the likeness rights to do a Star
Right,
Fighter.
exactly. I want
mean-
this so bad though. Like it has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it would be unprecedented. It'd be interesting to see just how many they would make for sure. Okay, so
And
we're
how
going to go
much they would charge for these? Can you imagine? Maybe 1,500, 2,000?
I'm not even
something
worried
like
about the price. I'm more interested in
Price
what
is no
Wow.
I'm
object. He's just
about
going to buy it. Price
But
is
Doc,
no
what if
object
they do
for
make
Doc.
it? What if it does come out in limited release, like say 100 pieces, and the price actually does go to 4 to 5
Okay, yeah, I
grand?
mean, yeah.
You
if
still sing
if
that
it's
same
pushing
song?
over $2,000, then I'd probably start like biting my nails a little bit. But
So
I think it'll
Doc
be
has
about
a limit.
Hulkbuster price.
Yeah. I think so. That sounds about right. Maybe a little bit more. than
Yeah,
Hulkbuster price.
because of the size of it, I think it would be a little
Absolutely,
bit more.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I'm just where would I put it, and I want to see my wife's reaction to it.
I'm going to
Well,
see your
for
wife's
me-
reaction to it too.
For me, this,
I want to see my
this-
wife's reaction.
She'd probably be like, "Okay, we're done with this." Like
It would
collecting.
be always. It would be always to hang on the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Tarrington might not. I mean, I might be
honest
knocking
about
on your
that.
door, El Professoro, and saying, "Hey, you got an extra bed?"
I'll make room in the Maji cases for you, man. I'll clear out some space here too.
All right, so listen, we're going to get to the last segment before we close this show out, and this should be a little bit of a fun one. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to go ahead and show this up onto the screen, and let me just pull it up, and then in the chat, if you want to answer this question, you can too. And it kind of goes along with this market eclipse and everything else. So I am going to go with Joao first. Chrome plated Mando, stock like the Beskar version, or Arena Suit Boba Fett. What say you? But let me point this out. I don't think will ever do what they did with that Beskar version of Mandalorian ever again. And they don't want to do what they did with that armor again, which is why I think you're seeing what you're seeing with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives this year. So it makes you wonder what's going to happen with this version, which I think is superior, in my personal opinion, in every way than the Beskar version that I have. But what say you on this?
It's superior to the Beskar version for sure, but how many more Mandos are Autos going to do with the third season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot risk to do a lot of these. I mean, it depends on how many Sideshow order to, but this will be the one to come out, sell, and let's go out of stock because the third season is coming, and you are going to see at least 2 or 3 Mandalorians coming. That's for sure. That's their bread and butter at this moment. Mandalorian always sell, but they cannot do the same mistake.
So
because imagine third season coming February, right?
Like it's coming in February.
So this one is going to be released by end of this year. Is it?
Yeah. And you also got the Book of Boba Fett one that they're showing with that N1 Starfighter, which doesn't have to. That's not dependent on that starship to come out to put that figure out. I think they got the Grogu in that figure.
So you mean the one sitting in the Starfighter is a new Mando?
Yeah, that's they actually had the display base on it. It's a Book of Boba Fett.
I never saw that.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so
it's crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't announce it yet. So, and I agree with you. They may have a couple of different versions of Mandalorian from the Mandalorian season 3, depending on how that battle for Mandalore goes, and all. I think we may
probably a completely damaged suit, something like that, will be something different.
So you think far less on this, and especially for what we're seeing right now, lower production numbers with some evidence
Most
right now.
probably. It's the wise thing to do for them.
Mario, let's go to you. What say you on this question? Stock like Beskar version or Arena Suit Fett?
I think it's going to be stocked similar to Beskar version. There's going to be a lot of these to go around, in my opinion. There's 2 SKUs on this thing. There's our standard and there's a deluxe. This is going to sit. This isn't going to sell out anytime soon, in my opinion. So yeah, there's no way he's going to go anywhere near Arena Suit. That goes quick, but considering the time frame, because if that were the case, I think we would have seen this go waitlist already, both versions, right? Because it's really close to release, and sure, I think they're going to be pushing a lot of units by the time the third season comes out, right? Just to, I'm sure a lot of collectors will be hyped for it. They're going to want the newer one.
The hype will start building. The hype will start building.
Absolutely,
for sure. Yeah.
And that'd be the best time to release it, like just before the new one comes out, when we starting to see all the marketing for it, the trailers and everything. Then boom, release a figure, capitalize on it, actually get it in the States, but before that happens, and then just Sideshow will just capitalize on it, start selling figures, but they will still sit. Well, and it will sit for a while.
And TK592 says, Mario, 50,000 Chrome Mandos will be made. Hey,
I believe that.
That's around the same as the Beskar version. Okay, so you think a lot. Big Breda thinks not that much. Let's go to Doc. Doc, the pressure is on, baby. What say you on this?
Yeah, I think a lot of these will be made as well. Maybe not as many as the or the standard Beskar version release, but if I hadn't had that one, I probably would be more inclined to want to get this. Like, it's very tempting. It's nice. It comes with a Pedro Pascal head sculpt, and for that reason alone, that's what makes it a superior piece. But
sick.
I do think it's going to sit around for a bit, because I mean, how many Grogus can one person have, and how many Beskar versions of Din Djarin can you have? So I think at this point, I might want to wait to see like a different variation of his armor. Because I like what I got now with the current deluxe set with that Beskar Mando.
There's no
Oh,
love
yeah.
for the original Mando. I think that one is
Oh, I love that one. I think that
badass.
one's
I
the
love
best.
that
Yeah, and
one.
it comes
Yeah.
with so many accessories that you can use with the original Durasteel Mando, and
hmm
you know, I really want to get the accessory set so I can have the other preams and stuff. But
hmm
man, I'm just like I don't know what to do with these extra Grogu's.
There's so
Yeah.
damn many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think with this one, so we're I think is are you going to be completely outweighed, Joao, or am I with Doc and Mario on this?
You are with Doc and Mario.
I think I am. I think I'm more with Joao on this, guys. I actually think there's going to be less of this made, only because they kind of freaked us out a little bit with the Arena Suit Boba Fett and a clone trooper that's chrome with 2 helmets. And I'm like, okay, we've been waiting for years for clones. And I feel like that they may be just taking drastic measures and actually just making. Now, this will get in stock, like you guys are saying, but I think it'll be about half as much, which means that maybe instead of being in stock for 2 years, it'll only be in stock for a year. But I think it'll be less, unless, they're doing this more with figures that are going to be coming out in 2023, and they're going to keep this more. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like they're going to come out with this one, and if they put on pre-order the one from the Book of Boba Fett, and then you got the Mandalorian season 3, and they know, or probably already, kind of maybe one of the figures that they're going to do. And then I don't know if they're finished filming or if they're in the middle of it, what else that Disney's going to tell them to do. And so they may be like, hey, people are going to want this other Mandalorian. Maybe this doesn't move. They don't want it in stock as much. But I don't know. I could see it both ways, is what I'm saying. But I'm leaning towards less, but not that much less, if that makes sense.
Don't underestimate the power of a dual skew on this thing. I mean, like I mentioned before, there's
Yeah,
a standard and a deluxe
and
version.
non-deluxe.
So that's what leads me to believe that they'll set. I don't think it's going to be as many as the actual Beskar version itself, the original one. However, there will be a lot. I think everyone and their grandma is going to be able to pick up a set. To be honest. But
so you think that I'm going to go to it here, the collector? Yeah, well, this is cheaper. You're right, $330.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is too is that I don't really see them doing another edition for the Book of Boba Fett. I think that would just cannibalize anything that they have out right now that they were. I don't think it would sell because Sideshow. I don't think they would order it.
So you think
if
that
they
that's
actually did come
more
out.
for the N1 Starfighter? You think that that's really for that if they were to do it? Those two
Yeah.
pieces.
Mm-hmm. Possibly, yeah. That'll be more than enough, to cover the N1. Also, the suit bike that's out or that's coming out as well. If you want to display with that, there's so many display options for this particular manual too. So, I mean, I don't like. I'm not saying that's going to stick around as long as the Beskar version is, but it will sit a while.
It's a good point because there are 2 versions, and this is the Mandalorian, Mario, like you're saying, and everyone's going to want, or a lot of people are going to want, shall I say, a Pedro Pascal head sculpt, even if it's not the one that comes with the Boba Fett armor. So it's a good point. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see. But they made so many of those Beskar ones. It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on it and actually see. Do you actually think, guys, that this is going to come out on time? People are saying they're getting notices for their Boba Fett, not with the throne, the repaint. I'm assuming the throne is right behind it. So do you think that this one's actually going to come out on time? That one looks like it is, the throne.
I believe so.
I think so.
I would say so.
I think so. I think we're starting to see a lot of things come out on time that were put up for pre-order not too long ago.
It's about time.
It's good news, actually.
Yeah.
It's about time.
We're seeing Doc from Back to the Future being, pulled in earlier. And the Boba Fett repaint version, people getting notices on that too. So that's a good sign for things to come.
Well, we need another, not just announcement, but we need another release real quick, fast, in a hurry. Is it going to be
Absolutely.
this one? Is it going to be the Luke? Where is Bo-Katan? We need another already, babe.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
Imagine if Thor had to break coffee cups for every single hot toy release that isn't out yet.
Yeah, Bo-Katan's got to be right around the corner as well.
Just don't break mine.
I'm hearing whispers. I'm hearing whispers of her coming out pretty soon.
Good. Good.
Well, is that a cue for
Where
you
are my
to-
Bad Batch characters though? Like, release one and put another one up for pre-order. Like, let's get them going.
Yeah, where's Wrecker?
I agree.
Where's Beck? Where's? I mean, I think this is what you were insinuating, right, Joao? Right? I was a little bit late. To it. But listen, have you guys? I don't know. I'm like hungry at this point.
You're delicious.
Ciao, boys.
Guys, this was a lot of fun. Monday Night Raw. That was Pizza the Hut. I think I'd want to get something to eat anyway. That just made me hungry. Goodness gracious. Guys, what a great show. Everybody hit the
Amazing.
like button right now. We still got 110 watching. Please go ahead and do that. Really appreciate that support for doing that. Make sure you subscribe also to Joao Big Breda. I've got the link to his channel within the video description below. El Professoro Mario, I got the link to his great channel in the video description below. I just checked out your collection tour this morning there, Mario. I comment because I put out mine yesterday. Yesterday.
Joao, it's the older one, bro. It's one that I
Oh,
put
it's
up
the older
a
one.
little
I
while ago.
suppose it's just
Yeah.
me.
Not in its current state. This
Okay.
is almost done. I know I say that a lot, but it's coming, guys.
Every
It's coming.
time.
Every time. Yeah, it's coming.
So, and then Doc, I got Doc Smizzle's link to his channel within the video description below as well. And before they all briefly talk on that, I'm just pulling this up on the screen real quick, guys. SixScaleCantina.com. Make sure you bookmark it. But right here, showing this to you right now, this coming Wednesday, here's the banner. The Wizard is live. The Hot Toys Wizard. Look at that good-looking wizard there sitting on a throne himself. And you see Clone Commander Wolf. You see Bill Burr, Mayfield from the Mandalorian. What does the wizard have to say about this? If you become a Cantina insider, you'll get to see on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when I'll be live next, insiders exclusively. All you got to do is click on the little join button on the channel, see everything that it comes with. If you think you may want to join, you can go check it out. I've got so much going on here, and I do appreciate your support. But yes, insiders, Wednesday, 7 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And then also, if you guys did not know, yesterday evening, I put out the collection tour, 100 plus 1/6 scale and above Star Wars action figures. Here's the banner on here. You could go right to sixscalecantina.com and click on that sucker. And it'll take you right to the tour. I'm getting a lot of great comments on it. So just go right here or go to the channel. You can check that out. And I'm sure you'll spill your coffee. So make sure you wear an apron for sure. But that was a lot of fun doing that. Real quick, I know we all got to go to work. I know we got to get something to eat. Definitely told everybody to subscribe to you guys. I got the links to the channel. But Mario, real quick, what you got going on, buddy?
Thanks for having me on tonight, Aries. We just did an unboxing Saturday night or Saturday afternoon for the Arena Suit Boba Fett. So y'all go check that out. We got LWO coming up on Friday. I think that's going to be on Six Scale Reviews channel, along with Uncivilized Scoundrels with Lael this Thursday talking Star Wars. And yeah, it's going to be a blast. Come check me out, man. Appreciate you again having me on, brother.
Oh, yeah. It's great to have you out here. Real quick, Doc, what is going on your channel?
Not a whole lot. I got some Star Wars figures coming in this week, and probably have some unboxings, and then I got to do a new collection tour soon. It's been a little over a year since I last did one, so I think it's time for another one. But other than that, yeah, not too much right now.
Well, great to have you in here. Make sure
Thank
you
you.
subscribe to Doc. I got the link in the video description. Joao, I know you got to go to work. You got to get out of here. What's going on your channel, baby?
I just posted last night the review for the Suicide Squad Bloodsport by So Toys, and tomorrow I'm going you Bloodsport, right? You think always
Yeah.
it's from them. And tomorrow I'm
That's
going to
right.
do the red from Shawshank Redemption, the set from Daft Toys. Yeah, that's about it.
Ooh.
Not only I got to work, but my notebook is at 5% battery. I only have 3 minutes, so I don't know if this is going out pretty soon.
Well, listen, Joao, thank you so much. I know you gotta run.
Thank you so
I
much
kept
for
figuring
having
I
me.
saw that
That's amazing.
message. Go ahead and get out of here. Good. Can't wait to have you on again, guys. What a great show. Good to have you on Monday Night Raw, and can't wait to do it again. So
Absolutely.
look, that's what's going on my channel. Insiders on Wednesday. I'll be live on Saturday. I'll be live again on Monday. I'll be on Brother Cousins on Thursday. I'll be on Dante's on Friday. Who knows where else I'll be? I'll tell you. Just stay thirsty, my friends. Happy Labor Day.